Stop telling yourself that you're not good at something. My first question to you, if you tell me you're not good at it, is did you even try? Did you even try more than once? The first time as a baby, you tried to walk, you took a step, and you fell. And what if your parents, guardian, whoever, told you, hey, don't worry about it, just give up, never try again? You'd just be sitting in the floor right now, wishing and hoping that you can move like everyone else did. See, we have to take something from watching babies grow, right? When a baby is born, you have to do stuff like tummy time, right? And, then you lay them on their back and you stretch their little legs out and you get them to pull them back. And you stretch their arms out and you get them to pull them back. You do all of these sorts of things. But you're telling me, you're saying to, or you're not telling me, you're telling yourself that, hey, I tried to cut someone's hair one time. It didn't go well. Everybody made fun of me. I'm not cut out to be a barber. But in the same breath, you told yourself at one point, I want to be a barber. Now you let outside opinions affect your inside goals. Your goal was to be a barber. And you showed up and you found out that it was harder than it was supposed to be, or than you thought it was. Whoop-dee-doo. I hope you're not looking for sympathy. For me, whoop-dee-doo. You said this is what you wanted to do, right? Now you're in the process of learning. Now you're in the process of learning how to do it. And it got difficult. You thought because maybe your barber was, I don't know, unprofessional. Maybe your barber was, he made it, that he or she made it look easy, right? And they seem to have the respect of people around them. They seem to have all of these things, these accolades. They seem to kind of do what they want. You thought, oh man, I'm going to do that. You didn't give your barber credit because you were really unaware of what it actually takes to be a barber. Now, am I saying that it is rocket science? No. What I am telling you is that to be a good barber takes a good amount of skill. It takes you being good at very basic stuff that you're not that you aren't naturally born to, I guess you could say. That doesn't come natural to you. You have to train the dexterity of your hands to do certain things. You have to work at quite a few things. Now, With that being said, let's just really keep that in mind. You want the rewards that you see. Sorry. You want the rewards that you see that barbers have put in blood, sweat, tears, time, studied for, and you want those rewards, but you think because, hey, like, my barber don't seem to really be on it. And you know what? Let me say this. I apologize for all the unprofessional barbers in the world. I'm going to apologize for something that I did not do. I'm just going to say that. Because those unprofessional barbers, those lackadaisical, this is, I'm going to say this, right? Barbering is one of those professions that you can that whether I agree with it or not, you can sneak in and operate and nobody bats an eye. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody says anything, right? You got a building, you got like you can do you can sneak in, but you have to understand that to the barbers who have put in the work, who have studied, who have taken their license and done all those, to the barber that's done those things, no matter how skilled another barber is, if there's a standard, barbers are upset because you haven't met the standard, right? You haven't met the standard. And that's very unfortunate. It's very, very, very unfortunate. So look, I apologize for the less professional barbers, the barbers that don't take this seriously, the barbers who treat this like a side hustle. Now, the barbers who use this to support their families, use this to pay their bills, use this to do, those barbers, hey, we don't operate like that. We're not trying to operate like that. I'm going to tell you from personal experience, as I started to build the school and work on the curriculum and build out different things that I needed to do for the school to shore up the school as a proper business, as I did all of those things, guess what? My work behind the chair suffered. I was not able to take as many clients. And so it made it look bad. I know it did. It made it look, well, in my eyes, it made me look bad. But it took another barber to tell me, he said, man, you are about to give people an opportunity at a mass scale. Because in our state, one barber with a license can only train 2 barbers at a time. Now, saying that, I say this. This is the difficulty with that. People want to be barbers, and once you lock in apprentices, they're with you for a year before you can move on to the next apprentice. An entire year. Now, as a licensed educator, it's 1 to 18 students. Now, me personally, I don't think that you can adequately operate a school with 18 students in one person. Just being honest. I don't think that you can adequately do it. And that's neither here nor there. It's just how I feel. So, listen, man. I apologize, like I said, on the behalf of all barbers who operated in an unprofessional manner. I do. I absolutely do. But I don't want you to give up. All right, let's be realistic. Yeah, okay, it's harder than you thought it was. But you're already here. You're here now. Right? And some may, like, it's a struggle. But sometimes well, not sometimes. Struggling is a part of learning. You're breaking old habits, or you're developing new habits. That's a struggle. You understand? That's a struggle. But in developing those new habits, like if you're struggling and don't develop new habits, you're doing this all for nothing. Struggling is to point out inefficiencies. Once you see the inefficiencies, you need to develop new habits to be more efficient. If you're struggling and you see deficiencies and you're not addressing those deficiencies, why are you doing it? Because you just wasted your time. You ever notice that sometimes in life, like, you keep going through the same things over and over and over and over and over again? Well, you're going through it, you're getting beat, and you don't understand why. And I'll give you a prime example. Back when I was coaching football, and we were in one particular game, and the team that we were playing was not a very talented team. They just had they just had some, and I won't even say really trick plays, but they had some plays that were really confusing our defense, right? And we're looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm telling one of my defensive backs, I said, "Hey, listen, when this quarterback rolls out to your side, you need to stay with the receiver." And he did it. They ran the same play at least 10, maybe 15 times in the game. And I watched this defensive back time and time again Quarterback rolls out. He leaves his receiver. He rolls up to try to stop what he thought was the run. Quarterback dumps it over his head. Now he's in a chase to chase the defensive back down. Now he's in a chase to chase the wide receiver down. And I remember specifically, I had the conversation with the kid about it, but like probably the fourth or fifth time it happened. And I said, son, what do you see? Right? Now he is struggling right now. He is struggling. He has identified he can identify the deficiency and noticing that his quarterback is rolling out. He can tell me all of that kind of stuff. Right? And here's where it was. Here's where it got sticky. He said, well, he looks like he's going to run. Now, at this point in time, he had seen and been burnt on the same play half a dozen times. And I said to him, I said, son, they've run the same play 6 different times. I said, did he ever run? He said, no, sir. And he said, but he looked like he was going to run. I said, exactly. That's the way the play was designed. The play was designed to get you to do what you're doing. But if they've run it 6 times, he's shown you, and in 6 times he hasn't run, guess what he's not looking to do? He said, run. I said, okay. So we had this conversation, right? And so after this conversation, goes back in. They run the same play. He does the same thing. As soon as he rolls out, he rolls up to try to make the tackle. Boom. Dumps it right over his head. Right? Does it again. Boom. Dumps it over his head. Does it again. Boom. Dumps it over his head. I look at him again. Right? I'm talking to him from the sideline. I said, son, what do you see? He looks like he's going to run. He hasn't run any time that he's ran this play. But he looks like he's going to run. I said he hasn't run to this side. He hasn't run to the other side. He does not want to run. Now, I'm saying this, and so you understand this. This is what people are doing in the barber world. Like I need you to understand where I'm going with this. I'll connect it back in the end. In the end, they ran the play a few more times, right? In the end, after the game, I had a conversation with him. I said, now, we had this conversation multiple times during the game, right? And he said to me, yes, sir, we did. I said, at no point during the game did the quarterback run off of this play. He said, no, sir, he didn't. Right? Now, instead of, like, he already understood his deficiency, right? Instead of honoring his deficiency and looking at it to say, okay, we can change this, we can change that, we can do this, we can do that. Instead of doing that, you know what he does instead? He then gets mad at the wide receiver that he was supposed to defend. And he said, well, he didn't look like he was going out for a pass. I said, this was all by design. But you knew if that was your assignment, correct? He said, yes. I said, so he made it look like he wasn't going out for a pass, drawing you in to bite on this play. And you didn't. And when you bid on the play, then he took off, and then the quarterback just threw it to him. It wasn't even a difficult play. Son, you saw the play 10, 15 times in the game. Right? So there's my story. So how does that apply to the barbering world? Let's look at that. How does that apply to the barbering world? Well, guess what? A lot of times, because you haven't learned or refused to learn the basics because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, because you have refused to learn the basics, right? You then choose to get mad at the client. Oh, it was the client's hair. It was the hairstyle. It didn't fit him. He doesn't take care of his hair. He does. No. It's the same thing as saying the quarterback looked like he was going to run. You the expert, or you're supposed to be the expert. They're a client coming into you for a service, putting their image in your hands. And you're going to blame the client? For not taking care of himself? He knows he wasn't taken care of. He or she know they weren't taken care of. That's why they came to you. Now I'm going to ask this simple question. With hair that is not taken care of, this is for a lot of barbers. For hair that is not taken care of, let me ask you a question. Would it have been worth it to wash their hair? I don't have time for that. Add it into the service. Let them know, look, I can cut your hair. I would be more than happy to cut your hair, but we're going to have to wash your hair because it is currently not in the state that I can work with. So because it's not in the state that I can work with, we're going to have to add to the cost of your service. And it's going to be X amount of dollars to add the hair washing. In the future, could you please, if you know you're going to get a haircut, please come with your hair clean. If you can't comply with that, then we're going to have to add this extra service fee every time you come in. Or you can just, if you're getting multiples of those, you can just add it into your service fee. You just add it into your service fee. And you can say, and look, don't compromise on it. Hey, there is no non-hair wash price. This is my price. So if you don't want your hair washed, I can't guarantee any results. I can't guarantee any results. It may not come out the way we want to because your hair is currently not in the state prepped for cutting. I can do the best that I can, but I make no guarantees that this is going to come out in the style that you want. But what I can do, hear me out, I can still cut your hair. And people just like there's so many different delivery methods. There's so many different things that you can say and manage and do. But guess what? If you truly want to improve, you are going to have to focus on the basics with an unwavering consistency and precision. That will make you advanced. That will make you skillful. That will develop your skill and things of that nature, right? Being complex doesn't make you advanced. It's just it's just a thing. Like, you don't get better by trying to be better. You get better by getting better. Right? Growth is a natural consequence of people wanting to grow, whether consciously or subconsciously. Like, that's just what it is. So, guys, don't give up. Keep pushing forward. You will make it. You can succeed. You can succeed. Don't listen to the naysayers who tell you, oh, you're not good at this. Oh, you're not good at that. Hey, I'm going to say this too for my freshly licensed barbers. Just because you wanted to work in a shop, if that shop isn't supportive of your growth, that may not be the shop for you. If the other barbers in the shop are talking down on you. Now, there's a difference between talking down and constructive criticism. I'm gonna say that just so we know. If the other barbers in the shop are saying, "Hey, man, you need to improve on this. This is what you need to do," trying to give you some ideas and everything like that, they're not talking down on you. But if they're talking down on you and deliver and give you no direction, they give you no direction. Hey, probably time for you to bounce. Need you to go ahead and get on up out of there. That is not the place for you. Go find a place that potentially has a training program or something like that that's going to allow you. Like, listen, although I love to sit down and talk about different techniques and how you do this and everything like that, I would much rather have a conversation with a barber about how they're growing their business than to talk about what techniques they use. Because if we're talking about what techniques that we use and not how, versus growing your business, listen, I don't care what anybody says. Like, you got into business to make money. Now, you're making money based on a trade or something that you have decided to do. That's one, right? But I'm not going to sit here and argue with someone about this technique versus that technique when I can have a conversation with somebody about how to increase my revenue, how to increase anything. I'm not going to argue with anybody about how to increase. Understand? Just not going to argue with you. Don't know what you want me to tell you, but I'm not going to argue with you. So, either way, guys, hey, keep your head up, keep pushing, keep moving forward. Keep doing the basics. Do the basics until keep doing the basics until you just can't get them wrong. Do you understand? Like, keep doing the basics until you can't get it wrong. Period. Bottom line. I said it like, if you're having second thoughts, if somebody is trying to talk you out of this, hey, I'm going to tell you this. Keep doing the basics till you can't get it wrong. Shut off all outside voices. I don't care. The best thing one of the barbers ever told me, I used to get frustrated and upset about people talking trash and not doing well on haircuts and everything like that. He said, hey, did you get paid? I said, yes. He said, then everything else is irrelevant. You are here to provide a service to the community, yes, but you're also here to provide for your family. And if you are going to let someone else's opinion stop what you decided to do to provide for your family, we've got a whole other set of issues. Stop listening to them. Do what you need to do. You care about your business. You care about what you're doing. You will improve. You will improve. Let that be known. And it's just it. You'll get better. You'll get better. Better you learn how to build some clientele up, right? You'll grow over time. Anyways, guys, we went for it was much longer than I wanted to be, but we discussed some good things tonight. Guys, keep your head up, stay focused. Tonight is episode. What episode are we on tonight, guys? Hold on. Are we on 99? I don't know if we're on 99 yet. We are on episode 99. Tonight is 99. Yo, tomorrow's 100. Well, this evening is 100 because it's already tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got a late start. I apologize. It is episode. We're almost at 100. Tomorrow is 100 episodes. Crazy. Anyways, guys, it's the Band of Barbers podcast. Please like, comment, share, subscribe so we can grow the what? The band. So we can grow the band, the tribe, whatever you want to call it. So we can grow this thing. We can get this information out here to these barbers that's struggling. We talking about thought process. We ain't talking about techniques over here. Thought process, developing personally. Because that's important. Your personal development is very, very important to what you do behind a chair. And it will allow you to grow. All right? Personal development will allow you to grow faster than any skill set could ever do. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful night.